Imagine a world where we never lost the greatest collection of human knowledge in history, where ancient secrets of science, medicine, and technology were never reduced to ash. Today, we're diving into one of history's most devastating losses, and exploring the mind-blowing alternate timeline where the Library of Alexandria survived. What you're about to discover will completely change how you view our modern world. But first, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon because we're about to uncover some incredible alternate history that most people have never considered. The Great Library of Alexandria wasn't just a library. It was the Google, Harvard, and NASA of the ancient world, all rolled into one. Built around 295 BCE in Egypt, it housed an estimated 400,000 to 700,000 scrolls containing the accumulated knowledge of the entire known world. But here's what most people don't know. The library didn't burn down in a single dramatic fire. It slowly declined over centuries due to budget cuts, political upheaval, and yes, several smaller fires. The final blow came around 641 CE when Arab forces conquered Alexandria. But what if none of that happened? What if this treasure trove of ancient wisdom survived to the modern day? The implications are absolutely staggering, and I guarantee some of these will blow your mind. Let's start with the most mind-blowing possibility. We could have had our scientific revolution in 300 CE instead of 1600 CE. That's 1,300 years earlier. The library contained the complete works of Aristarchus, who correctly theorized that Earth orbits the Sun, 1,800 years before Copernicus. Imagine if his heliocentric model had been preserved and studied continuously. Eratosthenes didn't just calculate Earth's circumference with stunning accuracy, he had detailed maps and geographical knowledge that wouldn't be rediscovered until the age of exploration. With his complete works preserved, we might have had global navigation centuries earlier. But here's the really crazy part. Hero of Alexandria had already invented the steam engine. His Aeolipile was considered just a novelty toy. But if scholars had access to his complete mechanical writings for 2,000 years, imagine the technological progression. We're talking about steam-powered ships crossing the Mediterranean in 500 CE, not 1800 CE. The medical knowledge we lost is absolutely staggering. The library contained the complete surgical manuals of ancient physicians who were performing cataract surgeries, brain operations, and cesarean sections. Galen's complete anatomical studies, most of which are lost today, showed understanding of human physiology that wouldn't be matched again until the Renaissance. But just imagine if medical schools had been studying these texts continuously for 2,000 years. We might have conquered the plague not in the 14th century, but in the 4th century. The library contained detailed studies on epidemic diseases and treatments. Some ancient physicians even theorized about microscopic causes of disease, concepts that, honestly, weren't accepted in Europe until the 1800s. And here's something that will shock you. Ancient Egyptian physicians were performing successful eye surgeries and had anesthetics made from plants. If this knowledge had been preserved and built upon, modern medicine might be centuries more advanced than it is today. The mathematical implications are, well, mind-boggling. The library contained the complete works of Euclid, Archimedes, and Apollonius, but also hundreds of other mathematicians whose names we don't even know today. Archimedes had calculated pi to incredible precision and was working on early calculus concepts. If his complete mathematical corpus had survived, Isaac Newton might have been preceded by ancient Newton by over a millennium. But here's what's truly incredible. Some scholars believe ancient mathematicians were working on concepts we're still struggling with today. Advanced geometry, number theory, and even early concepts that might have led to algebra and trigonometry centuries earlier. The ripple effect is enormous. Earlier advanced mathematics means earlier physics breakthroughs, earlier engineering marvels, and potentially, wow, even space exploration starting in medieval times instead of the 20th century. The literary and linguistic treasures we lost are honestly just heartbreaking. The library contained the complete works of over 400 ancient playwrights and, well, today, we only have complete plays from 3 of them. Imagine for a second, having hundreds of additional Greek tragedies and comedies to read and perform. But, even more importantly, the library was a center for translation. Scholars there were translating texts from dozens of languages: Sanskrit, Persian, Hebrew, Phoenician, and many languages that are completely extinct today. If the library had survived, we might never have lost the ability to read Linear A, that mysterious undeciphered Minoan script. We might still understand ancient Sumerian perfectly, instead of having to piece it together from fragments. This kind of linguistic continuity would have preserved not just words, but entire ways of thinking, philosophical concepts, scientific methodologies, and cultural knowledge that, honestly, we can barely glimpse today through archaeological fragments. So, what does our alternate world actually look like? Imagine steam-powered ships connecting continents by 800 CE, and the printing press invented centuries early. Cities are healthier, medicine is advanced, and the Renaissance arrives sooner, more spectacular than ever. By 1500 the world is already mapped, and humanity's progress is centuries ahead, maybe even reaching the moon by 1800. All thanks to knowledge never lost. But here's where it gets really wild, the butterfly effect. Every piece of preserved knowledge would have created ripple effects we can't even imagine. Religious history would be, honestly, completely different. Early Christianity developed partly because classical learning was in decline. In our alternate timeline, with Greek philosophy and science thriving continuously, religious development might have taken completely different paths. Political systems might have evolved differently too. The complete works of ancient political philosophers, preserved and studied for centuries, might have led to democratic systems emerging much earlier. Or entirely new forms of government we can't even conceive. Even our understanding of human nature would be different. We lost countless ancient psychological and philosophical texts. Imagine having 2,000 years of continuous study building on complete ancient wisdom about the human mind. The loss of the Library of Alexandria wasn't just about books, it was the loss of a possible future for humanity. But today, digital libraries and projects like the Internet Archive are building something new. What knowledge are we creating and preserving for the future? Drop your thoughts below and hit like if this blew your mind.